Ninja.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Caffeine and Sensu Beans podcast. I am one Kickman and I'm joined by Jiween and Blessin. How are you, gentlemen?
Doing well, doing well.
I'm doing okay. My son has a fever, so I just the going back and forth of just the ups and downs of just having a little baby, and it's been hard to get some sleep. Yeah.
Oh,
I bet.
Your mind's in two places at once, I think.
Yeah, it's always hard, when you see them struggling like that. Is just
You just want to take the pain.
yeah, you want to just take the pain, but they got to go through it. You know what I'm saying? Like we all gonna get sick. We're
That's
all
how
gonna
it
get sick.
builds up that immune system.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at today.
Yeah. So
Well, thanks for still joining us.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully everything turns out all right, and he gets over this quickly.
Yeah. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm quite sore from yesterday. I had quite the soccer session in the morning. But other than that,
did you end up going?
Huh?
Did your win end up going?
He did not. He did not join because of his son having a fever.
He just told us.
Yeah. But had he gone, he'd be crushed today. So he can expect that next week if he joins. I think Henderson, our friend Henderson, barely made it to his house because he texted me like, "Dude, I don't know if I can drive." But anyways,
he doesn't know how to put the eject button, man. Just like he just wants to keep pushing it. Nah, dude.
All right. So what's on the agenda today, Bless?
I think with Legends anniversary pretty much ending or at the tail end of it, and then Dokkan's Legend anniversary starting, 5th year anniversary. I think it's a good question to ask. What could Legends learn from Dokkan, and to better its own game?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if Bandai or the Legends development team, which is DIMPS, decided that having the release of Legends coinciding like right before Dokkan's anniversary was probably a good idea, because then you get the immediate like contrasts, and it doesn't like you have to hit it out of the park. It'd be different if their anniversary was like in November or something, because then but
maybe Bandai just wanted a good 2-3 months of
just
Dragon
money
Ball.
coming in.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball money.
Yeah, just doesn't matter from where.
Just bring it in. Yeah.
It's time.
Well, I'm sure that was part of it. And they have other mobile games as well, because Blazing's anniversary is in August. So it's like June, July, August. They got a nice stream of money coming in. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a good question to ask, just because Dokkan right now is in the midst of their 5th year anniversary, and the feedback, the reception's been pretty good. As far as what Legends can learn, one of the things that I think Legends should do is, and I mean, this is spoken about a lot, but it's definitely up the rates for their LFs, even if it's just to what the LR rate is, which I believe
I don't see why it would be lower than that.
Yeah, I believe the LR rate is 0.45 or 0.43.
I'll pull it up right now.
Yeah, I believe that's what it is for Dokkan Fest. So like their anniversary, their big banners. Yeah. Regular LRs, I don't even know what that rate is. It's atrocious also, but like big celebrations, the
stick to the positives.
Yeah. Big celebrations. Their LR rates are like 0.43 or something like that. And so, yeah, Legends having their LF be 0.25, um, that just like it's a big turnoff to the entire community and especially the free to play community who grinds their stones and um it's like I don't know what they're trying to prevent. Are they trying to prevent from a lot of people having the unit so that you don't just get Vegito Blue everywhere or whoever the new shiny LF toy is everywhere, like in every match. But that's what ended up happening regardless. Like any match you go in, all you see is Vegito Blue. I mean, 9 times out of 10. You'll get your occasional one-off team, but for the most part, it's Vegito Blue everywhere. So I mean, plenty of people still got Vegito Blue, so they didn't prevent Vegito Blue not getting into people's hands and flooding PvP. And then, but what they do is like make it very strenuous for people to get him. So, is it to generate more revenue? I think Legends, one thing they can learn from this anniversary is that there is a sweet spot. They up the rates from 7 to 10% for the Sparkings.
Mm-hmm.
They gave great value banners. Um, you know, every unit was really good. The step ups weren't extremely expensive to do a rotation. I think it was less than 5,000 crystals,
Mm-hmm.
maybe
I
less
mean, they
than
still
that.
got a little ways to go though.
What's
Like
that?
on their banners, I feel like even
Yeah,
though, I mean, they gotta give. I think they should get one on like the last step, of like one guaranteed LF or something.
yeah, or something, or a guaranteed featured unit.
Something like, dude, like
Yeah,
for how much you have to spend on that game to possibly walk away with the rotation of nothing
yeah, it
during an
can be.
anniversary.
Yeah, it can be devastating. And so I think but I definitely think out of all the banners Legends has released, I don't see any banner that was better than these anniversary banners. And they still hit top grossing.
The
So
first anniversary banner, the first ones that dropped.
the first one that dropped was really good too. Yeah, but I
No, no, no.
think
I'm talking about you're talking about the first banners that dropped during this anniversary.
yes, yes, yes.
All right,
You talking about
Ooh.
Legends?
Yeah. So
Oh, okay.
the step
yeah,
ups.
so yeah, and what I was trying to say is like, I understand the kind of conventional way of thinking, maybe not conventional, but the easy way is like, oh, we make it more difficult, we make it more expensive, we make more money. But that doesn't always play out to be true because if it's too expensive, then people won't want to engage. And so if it's all about whether people see the value. And if people see the value, then they'll spend. And there was plenty of value. They upped the rates. All the units were great. The steps weren't that expensive. Yeah, they could tweak one or two things to Bless's point, but they still hit, large revenue numbers. They still hit top grossing. And this has been the most inexpensive step up that I think they've ever had and the
Yeah,
best.
really. I did not
I
know
think
that.
I think I mean, maybe the closest one might be the Sun Family one, where LF Goten after the fourth step went from 0.25% to 1% for the rest of the day, right? Um, but yeah, in terms of value, I think this was like one of the best banners. I think it was the best banner, no question, and they still hit like top grossing numbers. So there is that sweet spot where you give the player base good value and you still hit your revenue numbers, and so I think they have to, that's still kind of a challenge for them. And that's what I would like to see. I would like to see the definitely the LF rates go up, um and even the EX rates go up. you know uh,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can't
think there
defend
should,
those rates on the EX. You can't.
yeah, like I don't think there should
You
be a
can't.
reason why,
Like it's
You
you
can't
know
defend those
impossible to
rates.
get like the ones that are like the
How does
features.
that make sense? Like, it
yeah,
doesn't even make sense. They're not even as good as the Sparkings that are on the same banner that are easier to get.
yeah, exactly. And let's talk about like, oh, So I was gonna say, when you look at Dokkan's anniversary banners, the units on those banners, not just the featured, not just the new units, but the other, you know, mm, returning units, they're all, I mean, 95% of them are really good. I mean, you got LR Gohan, LR Cell, LR Vegito, LR Gogeta. You have the future Trunks, you have Zamasu. I mean,
Yeah, these banners were
they
stacked.
they're stacked, you know, and when you look at like when you look at say the future banner on the anniversary, after Zamasu, Trunks, obviously Vegeta Blue, and LF Vegeta, you get the purple Goku Black. That's not a win. That's not a win. Like, you're not happy with that.
Wow. Wow.
Hey
Now just about
man.
to start bragging.
Hey.
Oh, never mind.
Hey.
And
No,
sorry,
I
Chewy,
mean, dude,
but
that's
it's
you just named real quick on the one Dokkan banner. You named 5 LRs that are top tier.
top tier, top tier.
Top
Yeah,
tier.
yeah, and um, yeah, like it's all about what kind of value are you providing to your player base, and if the player base sees the value, they're going to spend. It's just going to happen. The games, people love the game primarily because it's Dragon Ball Legends. So if you provide the value from off the gate, out the gate, they're going to spend. Um, and you know, both people can be happy. You give great value, and then you also hit your numbers. So, um, yeah, me personally, I don't know how you guys feel about. I mean, obviously, bless you've been kind of chiming in, um, but Cheween, I don't know how you. I know you played Dokkan for a little bit. You were quite the veteran player. You actually played it before we did,
Yeah,
which I didn't know.
yeah, so I guess that's kind of where I'm coming from. It of like I hear the revenue piece and I hear the money piece, and I've always been free to play. So even on that game, I didn't spend money. So like I'm trying to, as I'm hearing you speak, and I haven't downloaded Dokkan just because I've been thinking about dabbling in there, but I don't know. I kind of want to just have a clean palette and just kind of just stay with Legends and just stick it out and see how it is, because it's just kind of how I like to do things in my life. But
Mm,
I'm just trying to think back about like what about Dokkan was so like intriguing to me, and like how did it actually captivate me and like kept me going? Because like the only reason that I stopped playing was because my phone got stolen, and I had a pretty good units, and I had like a cool little squad, and it was fun. It was fun playing that game. I mean, it got to a point where it got a little too easy because of the units they released, but like um I'm just trying to think back about like what is it that Dokkan did that Legends is not doing that is making me think of like the ability to be able to not only, I mean, yes, see the potential there, right, to invest your money if you want to, but I think
mm,
on another end of like how to make a game accessible to everyone and it being fun. Because I think
mm,
Dude,
I think that is something that I think Dokkan does really well is that I think it's accessible. I think it's easy to play. I think it's easy to like understand how to like level up players, level up units. It's it's fairly easy to like uh max out the unit up to like 55%. I don't know if that's still what it is, but like you know what I'm saying, like
mhm,
you can still do that. And there's no extra stuff. I feel like what ends up happening with Legends that I think that could be translated if they wanted to, right? I think Legends at one point has to make that decision of like, do we want to follow that blueprint or do we want to create our own blueprint, which I think is the latter one, you know? And within that, they're gonna stumble. But I think sometimes Legends gets caught up with just adding too much stuff. There's too much, and
it's like yeah.
I think it's
too much
overwhelming,
fluff.
too much fluff, too much
Mhm.
stuff that doesn't really matter, and it's in front of your face, and you're like, why is this here?
Well, the
And
big newsletter for this upcoming update maybe speaks to that fire update that they just
yeah,
dropped.
you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's a weird thing because I think that they really do try to listen to their players. That's what I will say that I do appreciate about Legends is that I think that they do take into consideration the player base in some
Mhm.
aspects of like, oh, this is what we don't like, blah 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 blah. But I think that there comes this piece where like they have so much stuff that they've tried to like. I don't want to say like. It's almost like they're trying to start it from scratch, and you know what I'm saying. Like, and if because they're starting it from scratch, they're like trying to fine tune it as they go, and within that fine tunement, I
You
think
mean like guilds?
you know what I'm saying? Like you're losing momentum. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to what I see Dokkan doing is that they like, well, one, I like the way that the units come back, but I also like the way that it's scaffolded in a way where it's like you don't really like. I think that they learned the last really powerful characters that I when I was playing Dokkan was the Vegito, the transforming Vegito and the transforming Gogeta, where you get like it's like the physical Gogeta
Physical,
and then the
yeah,
purple
and
Vegito.
intelligence,
Yeah.
yeah.
And like I remember when they released those, it completely broke the
Hmm.
game because it's like you could just beat everything, right? But then like all of a sudden, I think the game got a little bit more challenging and then it didn't get to that level, right? It's like you start to then introduce new events that are more challenging and like you want to stay engaged. And I think that that's something that Legends doesn't do. And like a clear example of that to me is the new Samasu event, where the way they think that it should go is like we're gonna time cap it, right? Like you can't finish the whole event in a day, and like that's somehow a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? But in
Well,
Dokkan,
I feel like they do that so that way they give like a reason for the next update, like the following week, which I think is stupid. And then on top of it, the whole point of those Chrono Crystals to help out the free to plays that probably didn't get Vegito Blue, correct?
uh
So what they do is the easiest person that the people that are gonna have the easiest time are the people that already have Vegito Blue. So it's like, who are you trying to help with this event?
Yeah, why are you, yeah,
You
exactly,
know what I'm
like,
saying? Like, are you even trying to help the free to play at all? Like, do you even care at all if they're not? Because there's not much CC right now if you clear the story.
yeah,
yeah,
But I don't get this
there's not
event.
much, there's not really much to do, and that's what I would say that like in regards to, and this is the last point, and I'm passing to you, Bless. But like just the events, I remember the events.
Hey,
What?
technical
okay,
difficulties.
you saw that too?
Oh, you can't
Chewing, I
hear me?
think we had some
Yeah, you
technical
froze up for a little
difficulties.
bit.
You're
Hold
low.
up. Wait, can y'all hear me now? Wait, can y'all hear me now? Wait, wait, can y'all hear me?
No, you're back. You're
Yeah,
back.
I'm
You're
back.
back.
Okay. Well, I don't know if that's gonna stay on the episode or not, but I
Probably
don't know what
is.
happened.
Oh,
I think I'm off. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. All right.
it's
Well,
fine, dude. We're
Go
back.
like
la-
start like 15 seconds before you stop talking.
the last thing that I was gonna say, and just adding to like just my thoughts, is the events and like thinking about why I enjoy doing the events in Dokkan. And I mean, I feel like the events in Dokkan were challenging, uh,
But doable.
but doable. You know what I'm saying? Like they were challenging, but they were doable, and you had to like figure out how to play defense, which I think is something that I think Legends really needs to figure out is another form of defense. But that's another conversation. Um, because I think right now, as it stands, I don't think it's a good system of how to defend in the game. And in Dokkan, the defense part I think is key because I think in that game I think it's a much more like easier way to understand what units do. In Legends, it's another example of just adding too much stuff. Like, why does a character have 3 unique abilities? Why are we
Yeah,
doing
it's
that? And then you add a main ability, and then you add a Z ability, and it's like, what? What am I paying attention to? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just another thing. But yeah, I'm gonna just stop it there because yeah,
yeah,
that's just my initial thoughts.
yeah. I mean, um, it it well, you touched on a point earlier where you said and you, briefly you just kind of went over it when you said uh you can just train a unit the second you get him, you could level him up to within a matter of seconds to max level. Of course, then you have to clear the events, but with Legends, if you don't have those gold bells,
It's so long.
um and you gotta train yeah, it's like, dude, I just want to use this unit. Like, and here
Then
it
you
is.
got a soul, and then you got to soul boost them,
Yeah, and yeah,
and then go through
but
that whole grind.
well,
Not one,
yeah,
but not just 1 pound. You have to do it what,
Yeah,
8 times,
you have to
yeah.
do it 8 times.
Well,
just
the
to
good
have him
thing
be
is
relevant.
you decided to Zenkai awaken him.
Yes.
So here,
God forbid you want
get
a
in
relevant
co-op right now.
unit.
I
Yeah.
really like Dokkan. I don't know if they still do it. The way they do their soul boosting. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Gives
Yeah,
you a little bit
there's
of
it's
like
the skill tree.
the
Yeah.
skill
It
tree. Yeah,
actually
yeah,
made
yeah.
it a bit easier, in my opinion.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And touching up on that, it would be so I think it would be a nice addition if within each soul boost panel, one, if the resources weren't as scarce, I think, because we just want to get the unit, we want to play with it, right? Like
And
in
don't make
this,
the grind part of the game.
yeah, like
Like, that's not part
don't
of the
make,
experience.
yeah, like in Dokkan, you're not grinding to get a bunch of Master Roshi medals, right? Like that you're gonna use to train with. You're grinding, the event to awaken them, but not to actually train them. Uh, but one thing I think it would be nice if they added that I do think Dokkan has done well is Dokkan gives you to a degree, and they've taken it up another level this anniversary. But for those that aren't playing the anniversary, or for those who maybe aren't too familiar with Dokkan, you just you can use you when you're what's it called when you're trying to like the
Open a
equivalent of
path.
soul boosting, yeah, open a path or like whatever it's called, the skill orbs, using the orbs.
Yeah.
um you can kind of customize the units, quote unquote, kit to your liking. So if you have a a unit who gets stronger every time he does a super attack, you can add the skill that says um an extra combo attack or something like that, right? But if you don't want that, if you want a higher chance of crit, you can do that. And if you don't want either of those and you want to have a unit that's more based around evading, you can do that. And so then technically us three, we can have the same unit but with a little different build
Mm-hmm.
that gives the unit a little bit of like a little uniqueness. And I think Legends could do that too. So if when you're soul boosting, if there's a panel that says you get to decide um extra damage to strike attack, or extra damage to blast attack, or extra damage to special move, something like that, or you know replenish vanishing gauge faster, something like that, so that maybe again, we all
You
have the
get
same
something,
unit.
but you sacrifice something else.
Yeah, like you're giving up something, but you're getting something else, and you're getting maybe a more, unique. Like I said, you're getting a unique unit where us three could have the same unit, but because we've decided to choose different skills, they might operate a little bit differently, like in actual battle. Um, and it gives the unit a sense of uniqueness, um,
More
and
to
it
how the
makes it a
player
little more
plays.
engaging. Uh, I wish they would do that. And I think Dokkan does a really good job of doing that. One, providing the resources to train your unit from first from level 0 to 80 instantly, then all the way up until 100, and of course then you have to. But whenever it's time to train, you get it done within a matter of seconds. Where in Legends, if you don't have the gold bells, even if you have the gold bells, how long do they normally take?
3 minutes and then a
Three,
minute and a half during the
yeah,
special events, I think.
yeah. So 3 minutes, and it takes 3 gold bells to get to level 5,000.
Yeah, like why not just one?
Yeah, they're gold. you know,
Like, what's above it?
yeah, yeah.
Well, and I've noticed, like, since Legend, that they reduce how much experience you get per. Like, I
Dude,
remember it
yeah, I
used
just
to
did
be
that. I
almost.
just did that yesterday. The experience thing. It takes a minute to from 0 all the way up to, or like from 1 all the way to 5,000.
Yeah, it's not a very. I don't. I feel like Legends, they try to make the grind part of the experience,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
I think Dokkan. Like, for me, I just started playing Dokkan during this anniversary again after a month. I was just logging in after getting that LRUI Goku shaft for 700 stones, which were all free to play though. Which I will say, like Dokkan, even I finished the story when I first started playing that game, and even like still like they provide so many free uh stones for compared to like Legends. I feel like I gotta play the game forever to get 1,000.
Yeah.
So I feel like Dokkan, I've noticed their biggest thing is they've done a great job of meeting that what you refer to like that happy middle, that sweet spot of where you satisfy the pay to play. Like the deals are fire.
Yeah, they were good.
They were good this year, and they provide a lot of stones.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of stories that I haven't played just because I already got the units. I'm good where I'm at.
And
But it
easy A's, yeah,
yeah,
like you
there's a
can
lot.
do.
Yeah, they all the easy A's are available if you want to grind them, and they provide 30 stones a piece if you're able to finish them
Mhm.
all.
Mhm.
As the biggest thing that I've noticed is Dokkan's known like they realize like they have there's two sides of the player base that they want to appease. Granted, the chef's gonna happen, but I feel like Legends is like, for example, the Zamazu event. Why release it after the the step up?
Right.
Why not during
Right.
the
It
Yeah,
that
why
would
don't
have
seems
been
just
like it
perfect
should
include it in
event to
there?
go with
it seems like a
the banner.
future and a
Then
theme.
then you time like I realized that like Dokkan gives you the event all of it at the beginning. Like here, grind it
Mhm.
all if you want. Use all these stones. As legends, they're like, all right, well, right now you get the first level, and then part of the big update next week, you get to do the next five, and then guess what you get to do after that? You get to finish it.
Yeah.
Now you get to do a multi.
Well,
It's
Yeah.
like
I
like,
think
and
it's because
then,
I think they're afraid of somebody just finishing it in one day.
but that's okay. But they always have PvP to fall back on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
I mean,
nothing
And
wrong with it. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Like, there's nothing
exactly.
wrong with it if you finish it in one day.
exactly. Like, let the players do it. Like, you
Yeah,
want people to
let
play
them
this
do it.
game. Like, why are you forcing them to have to stop playing the game? Like, some people
Yeah,
really just want
exactly.
to play PvE. And
Hey,
if you beat
I
the
had I had a
story,
great time playing the PyCon event. I'll say it kicked my ass for like 3 days. I could not beat that thing, but it's just because I'm at a different level. But like that thing was hard, man. I don't know
Yeah.
if y'all did
and
that. That thing was
and then
hard.
another thing that Dokkan has is they have multiple. Like, you can beat events with different teams.
Mm.
Yes.
You
Yep.
know, you don't have to have the most recent units to be like I'm right now. I'm doing the physical Super Saiyan Blue Vegito EZA that
Ooh, he's
use
so good.
Time Traveler, and I forget what the other one, but I'm running my Kamehameha team on there. I have no business running that team, and I'm at stage 26 now.
Oh wow.
Like, they give you different, like, if you build the team properly. Now, granted, that team is just utterly broken. Uh, but that's one thing I like. Legends, like, why does Vegito Blue need to be the one that absolutely
Like the
obliterates him?
only
Like,
yeah.
I've been running him every single. Doesn't matter if it's green, red, blue. I just run him, and he one combo and it's over.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why do I, who already have, why do I need to be the one having an easy time on this event? You know
Yeah.
what
I
I'm saying?
mean,
Like, give players that don't have him more, provide better units to use. You know,
yeah.
like, don't limit it to just the new ones or Zenkai 7 Trunks.
That's what I will say about Dokkan because you're making me think about an event that I had such a hard time beating, and I think that I remember it was Omega Shenron. I forget which one it was, but I had a pretty stacked team. But in the game, he had like this thing that like pretty much debilitated like I think the Saiyans or something like that, something like along those lines, and it was almost impossible with the team that
Which
I
game?
had. A Dokkan.
Okay.
Uh, no, not the Shenron in this one. No, it's the one in the Dokkan game. But I remember that the events pushed you to think outside the box and what teams to bring. In terms of it allowed you to play with different teams. It allowed you to experience a different type of like unit, and that's what it just makes me think of because I think about Legends, and I mean one can do that. I guess the problem is that where is one supposed to try that out? What game mode like encourages you to do that? Because you can't. That it's not PvP. Like I can't. Like I could take a freaking female team in PvP, but I'm gonna get annihilated. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so where is there a space to actually be able to implement creative teams?
Yeah. There isn't. There isn't. And to your guys' point, obviously Blessed brought it up, and Chiwini did a good job expanding on it. Uh, that Dokkan does a really good job of providing the environment for you to use different teams. So my
They like
box,
encourage it.
yeah, encourage it too. Yeah. My box isn't, or my character list, it's not great in Dokkan compared to Legends. And it's still, solid. It's still pretty good. But I have so many more viable units on Dokkan because of easy A's, because of just the way categories are built now that, it's brought a lot of units to life. And to your point, if I can run through an event and then try to run it back with a different team that I think is good, and you know, there's that sense of replayability. Like once I'm done with Zamasu's level, I'm not going back. And I have no
Mhm.
no
Yeah.
no interest in going back. Where in Dokkan, maybe I beat Super Battle Road with a certain team, and I'm like, I want to see if I could beat it with this team, you know. And part of that has to do with the way I think the actual gameplay works, because in Dokkan, every unit is valuable. Where in Legends, yeah, you have a team of 6, but you're only bringing in 3. So, you know, there's actually a little less flexibility. And that's one thing that I think Dokkan has in its favor when it comes to gameplay. I think for me personally, I like Legends gameplay better. But when we're talking about team construction, I like Dokkan's better because all 6 units are valuable. And I can have, and every unit can fill a different role. And I see, different YouTubers, they have a support unit here that's meant to help this specific unit, this Vegito or this um, Realm of Gods character. And so I
That
like
you
that
wouldn't
type of like,
expect.
what's that?
That you wouldn't expect to be so
Yeah.
valuable.
And some free to play units that are amazing. And so I like that creativity with with Dokkan, and like I said, that replayability. And it there's a, Bless said you're encouraged to use different teams. Like it's not, you're not, they don't shy you away, or you're not shied away from using different teams because you're like, well, this is not going to work. Like I'm going to get crushed using this team. Because like Chuween said, if you take a female Warriors team, unless you're really, really good and it's super whaled out, you're going to get decimated. Like you're going to get decimated. Um, so yeah, I mean, I agree that, um, team variability and like you're encouraged to use different teams. Um, that's something that Dokkan has hit, you know, straight, the nail on the head, if you will. Dokkan's done a really good job with that.
Because in Dokkan, remind me, can you take all 6 into the battle?
Mm-hmm.
You do. Okay. You
Yeah.
see, and that's on that in Legends. I feel like
Plus
they
a
haven't
friend.
really, huh? Plus
Plus
a
a
And a
friend
friend.
friend.
and a
Yeah.
friend. Like,
Oh, so it's 5 and then a friend. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so they should
So
allow
it's
something
Oh
like.
seven.
no, it's 7. I'm
7.
sorry.
So that
7.
friend, I think that's another piece that I think could possibly work in
Yeah, I don't
Legends
know
of
why
like.
they don't have that
But dog,
option.
let
Like,
me just use Vegito Blue.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I
Let
was
me
gonna
borrow
say.
him, dog.
Yeah, that's what I
Let
was
me
gonna say. They
unleash
should
him.
limit
Let
to
me
maybe
lease
like
him.
one time per day per friend. But like, I think that would be great. I mean,
It
why
would,
not?
yeah.
I mean, this is what you guys dangled in front of everybody, and
Like that's what
apparently
guilds supposed
everyone
to
but
be.
Chi Wing got him. So why not let
Yeah.
this man play with him?
Yeah, I only get to be on the other side. Well, whatever. That's another thing. But I will say that like that is something that I think Legends can clean up a little bit. I think it's just another example of just adding too much stuff. Like, just make it clear as to like what people do on benches. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's not always clear. Like the terminology gets lost with like Z ability, unique ability, Z power, main power, like main ability, and then like some people have like 3 main abilities and 3 freaking Z abilities. It gets lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, just tell me what this character does on the bench. Clear, Just be clear. This unit is here to support.
We're gonna go over
this.
the kits one of these days with you, audio.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, but I think it shouldn't be this way. That's what I'm saying. Like, I could go back into Dokkan and I can know what they do. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's what is just such a big jump. You know what I'm saying? Because on Dokkan, I feel like they make it clear, and in Legends, they don't make it as clear. At least
Yeah,
to me.
I do agree. I will say that Dokkan, there is still a little bit of a learning curve when it comes to the link skills. So, you know, every unit has different links. And unless you know what like Kamehameha over in a flash, um, you know, well, I'm blanking out on all the different links. The kind
Like
of
the main ones.
the main ones, yeah. Like, yeah, you might that one also requires a little bit of like studying. Um, but as far as like putting a team together and getting straight into battle, you know, yeah, I agree. I think it's easier in Dokkan. Um, and and we kind of touched about this earlier in like you know, an episode a few weeks ago, but we know that Legend is more difficult, and that's totally fine. Like, there's no, I don't have an issue with that. I enjoy that, but I do think there has to be um, a because Legends is more difficult.
Better
Legends has to do a
tutorials.
better job of Legends has to do a better job of integrating, or to Chewing's point, like scaffolding newer players.
Well, especially if you're gonna have like those quote unquote unspoken rules like charge step. You
Yeah,
know, things that like players, I guess,
discovered.
created. Yeah,
Mhm.
discovered. Like if it's an option that can change the outcome of the game, I think every player should at least have a basic understanding of how to do it
Yeah, like
or
Bless.
remove it.
I know. You want to learn how to do it, so I'm gonna help you to to learn it. But it's like, yeah, it shouldn't take that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you and me
For
having to
me,
have
like I tried.
sessions
Yeah, well, see,
Friday.
like I tried it, and it's like I don't enjoy the game as much. I feel like I'm overthinking it, and I feel like I'm because of that I'm drop comboing, I'm losing. Like I'm just that's why I just stay away from. Like I'm good.
Well, yeah, yeah, because like, you know, no one's walking you through, and it's just you trying to figure it out. And so there are plenty of players experiencing that same thing. And like I said, there should be a better way of,
And it doesn't necessarily need to be in the game, but why not have an actual Dragon Ball's Legend tutorial YouTube channel that's literally dedicated to just
yeah,
making videos? I mean, it's the easiest. I mean, everyone else is making money off of their name. Why not them actually provide an official one, like the
yeah.
professionals or how they intended the game to be played to show? You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, you guys use YouTube a lot. When you provided the anniversary, you know,
Mhm.
update with it, why not use it to provide like you wanna provide a to close you want to close the gap between pay to play and free to play as much as possible, and obviously providing Chrono Crystal isn't the way they want to go. So why not arm the players with the tools necessary
Yeah, with the
or
skills
try to?
necessary. Yeah.
Yeah, the skills
I,
necessary.
It makes me
yeah.
think of like in Dokkan. I don't know if they still do this, but I remember when they would do like the loading screen, they would show. It was like they were doing a tutorial right there, and it was with images, and like they would go like step one, like you choose this path, choose two, and yeah, people that have played it before, we just skip through it, right? But like for new players, like it's with images. It's like a different
How
type of
you're gonna see it in the game?
how you gonna see it in the game? Like it's just a different. Like I mean, I'm a teacher, right? So like in teaching, that's what they tell us. Like every kid is a different learner, right? If I get a kid just read this text, they're not always gonna get it. But if I show them a movie and supplement that with the text, then there's a higher chance of understanding it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
there's a higher chance of you understanding it. But in this game, they want to just stick with just text, and maybe
And
this is
I
really nitpicky, but it's just
no, you're right.
you know what I'm saying? Like
It's not
there's not.
optimal in your
Well,
opinion.
you're reading it and then you're going into a live action game now. Now implement this and this.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
quick, because some dude's trying to come at you.
Yeah, yeah,
because
exactly.
what I'm hearing is like because I know, and we talked about this, but I know that Blessed just brought it up too, right? Of like to just acknowledge or just try to teach those pieces, and I think that they have because if you do the loading and you click on it, they talk about charge step now. They talk
Oh,
about
do they?
they do like
I
it's
see.
it,
I just I don't
but
even.
it's in text. and you don't know that they're talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
See,
Like,
I think a
oh.
big
and that's
reason
a
they
missed
stick to the
opportunity.
text though instead of like
Oh,
video
wow.
in the game is they're trying to limit the size of the file because it's a huge file
It doesn't
already.
have to be
But in
video.
that case, yeah,
You
that's
know what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying. But well, it could, but like link it to a YouTube account. Link it to something where it's not necessarily needed to be downloaded. Like there's many avenues that they can show the gameplay without necessarily sacrificing data or memory on the game.
And there's a
Like
bunch of
because
stuff
everyone
in the
that
game that you could get rid of that's taking
Yeah,
up
to
data
clear up
anyway.
there
memory.
is so
You know what I'm saying?
much
Like,
Are we
unnecessary.
gonna
Let's
like
delete that
friend points?
magazine. Let's
Yeah,
delete that magazine and let's see whose game changes.
no, another thing too is like I'm
Are you grinding
yesterday,
friend points up?
Yeah, like
Friendship
yeah,
points?
why? To
yesterday I
teach
was
him
looking at
move
the Z
after.
Power stuff, like the Z Power stuff. I'm like, why is there like 10 million Z Power things here? I've never seen that canister. I've
Yeah,
never seen that. I've never seen
those
the
are
ones
more
all the
for
way at the bottom.
like when you finish like the top cut in PvP, they give you.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, like, why is there 10 million of them?
Why not?
I don't know, dude.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That's what Legends seems to do is like they
You
spit
still
in a
have the
little
weights,
bit
the
and
red
then
weights
like
to
they're like,
train.
look at like why? Well, like there's so many things in this game that can be removed. Like
Mhm.
just do one, like one take away friendship levels and
I'm
take away
sure.
the let's fight. Like that is such a waste of time. And to add that as part of the daily missions, like really, like I mean to me it's like that. Make the daily missions worth something. Like 35 C. It's cool, but
Mhm.
not when the multi is 1,000.
Yeah.
You know, like what about the and then above that, what about the stupid the little the what is the thing in the top left corner that you have like I'm at 298 right now.
That like
What
the
is it
level?
called? Yeah, the
The
Z
Z
Oh,
level.
the Z level. Yeah,
Yeah,
that.
what? How useless is that?
I'm sure you're getting
Like the
Piccolo.
awards that you get, like the units that you're getting. Like why am I striving for this? Why am I? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like why is this what I'm going for? Why is this? How is this a prize? Like
That's
who are
true.
they
well,
expecting to be?
Dokkan also does that too, though. They
Well,
But
I
they
will
give you
say,
CC though. You
oh, do
get
they?
the four. Yeah, they give you chunks of not CC stones. And but the thing is, their stones 50 for a multi. They're giving
yeah,
you like 30 to 40 when you get to like level 300, level 330. Those,
Oh, got you.
you know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
you got to hit a multi. You're doing it for a reason. Not like this. I'm getting the yellow Android 18 that hasn't been relevant since a month after she dropped last
yeah.
year. Why am I getting that? Who? No way is anyone playing this unless you're a YouTuber and you're above level 300 and you're a casual player.
Yeah.
And I don't know who they meant. Like they were thinking people were going to hit in this in the first few months. Like I'm barely at level 298. Like,
Getting to
it's not
level
an easy
300 in
grind.
the first few
They didn't
months.
make it easy. Like why are these the prizes? 10 CC? Like really? Like when
No.
your multi is 1,000, you have to factor in like, dude, make these grinds a little. Give me a more reason to log in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that they struggle with that. You know, what I'm saying, like to providing a good incentive. I think that they like
It's like
just
what's wrong with people pulling the units? It's like they don't want them
Yeah.
to.
they
It's
You
think
like
that
no.
they.
need
I feel like the
14
only
stars to max them out. Like people are still going to keep pooling on the banner.
And
You
like
need
you said, you
literally
provide
14 stars,
value.
which is what,
Like,
like
dude,
20
these
copies?
and that's the biggest thing that I think Legends. You know, I mean, where Dokkan's really leading. Yeah, granted, it's 3 years older,
Yeah.
but the value that these banned, like you named 5 top tier
Top tier.
LRs, like that you
Game
could
changers.
possibly get.
They could run their own categories.
Like, and you get a guaranteed SSR free after what 3 multis?
Yep.
Every 3 you get a free one.
Hmm.
Uh, it's just like they
You
honestly
get
got me. I wasn't planning on spending
those
on
red
Dokkan,
coins to
bro. I
get.
bought every single sale.
Yeah.
Like I was not planning on playing. And I
I bought
rainbowed
some too.
I rainbowed LR8 the Gohan and the Super Vegito, but I
Dude,
didn't
and
pull.
sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No,
Just
you're
you
good.
just because you were going off on the tangent about like the value, and I just wanted to interject really quick and say those red coins that they give you,
Yeah,
and
bro.
those red coins you get beast, and they're gonna put LRUI Goku in the shop.
They don't
You're gonna be able to
care.
use.
They
You
don't
can
care because they know that people spent to get those coins.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
So
Like they're not scared for people to have stacked accounts because you know what? Obviously, people are gonna keep paying. Obviously, they want to try to
yeah,
rainbow the star like units.
yeah,
Like that's the where I think Dokkan has already matured as a game and understands
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
you can satisfy both fan base
Mm-hmm.
and have
Mm-hmm.
a because obviously the revenue hasn't slowed down even
Mm-mm.
with Legends dropping.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Legends is they need to stop being afraid of letting because guess what? A 2-star Vegito Blue is not really gonna scare me at higher.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Well,
give everybody I'm not giving to them, but give people more higher rates. Give people more CC to pull.
mm-hmm.
Because that's what people want to do during an anniversary. They want to
Yeah.
run the new units.
And also, were you trying to prevent PvP being flooded with a few units?
Because you failed
Yeah, because
miserably.
like that's
That's all.
all
That's
that's
all
what
that's happened.
happened.
Yeah.
So it's like, and and to your point, like there's a sweet spot where you know there are, and this happens even in day-to-day life. I obviously don't want to veer off too much off the beaten path here, but um
That's where we're going.
The
yeah, so
If you
metaphors.
got to
so
start
strap
off with
on.
that.
I'll bring it back. Yeah,
Here we go.
I'll
The
bring it back.
analogies.
No, but like there are times where we've all done it where we've spent something and we're like, ah, damn it. I don't know. I don't know if I should have spent that money. And then there are other times where we've spent money, we've bought something, and we're fine with spending it because we like what we got in return. Like we're
Literally
there,
me when I get
and
shafted and don't get shafted.
yeah, yeah, and so there's that point because we see value in what we got in return. So when you're getting something of value in return for what you paid, you know, you're fine. Like that's you feel like, you know what, that's okay. That was kind of worth it. But when you're not, you know, then it just you get agitated. You're like, well, this was garbage. I shouldn't have spent this. And to your point, Dokkan does a good job of providing that value and then satisfying the free to play players because you have the guaranteed SSR at the end of every multi. You know, every multi you're getting a guaranteed SSR, um, higher LR rates, um, stacked banners, and then you have top tier free to play units. And when I mean top tier, I don't mean the equivalent of like a, you know, Zenkai Teen Trunks, who is really good, but I'm talking LRs, you know, free to play
But
LRs. Like the free to play LR Super Saiyan Goku just got his easy A, and it looks like he's gonna be insane. You know what I'm saying? They're dropping the who's the free, I forget the free to play LR that they're dropping this anniversary. But last year they dropped another free to play LR. Which one? I forget the two free to play LRs, but they dropped, so I was grinding um the free to play Goku and Gohan in their battle armor, the Saiyan armor, and I was also grinding the free to play um Vegeta and Trunks, the ones from the Cell Saga, because they're really good support units. So even though they're not LRs, they're still really good. You can still use them on specific teams, and you can still
they fit a
clear events with
certain
them.
role.
Yeah, exactly,
There's
they
a reason
fulfill
to
a certain
grind
role.
them.
Yes, and um, yeah, so Dokkan has done a really good job. You know, Dokkan will have its issues with like maybe I don't know, stale events or something like,
Mhm.
The game
oh
can
man,
get stale, of course. I mean, right
yeah,
now it's the anniversary, so everything's popping. But I mean,
yeah,
dude, just simply the talking about value on the Dokkan, going off of the main banners, they added that one that you get a for 200 stones, you get a
oh,
guaranteed LR.
ridiculous, dude. You
Plus,
get a
they added
guarantee
a
LR.
5th anniversary ticket summon banner. Granted, it may not be the best units, but let's be honest, Legend doesn't exactly provide the best fire banners. Their tickets per multi is 5.
Yeah,
I'm sitting on 43 right now. And how
Jesus.
hard on Legends do you have to grind to get the 10 non-guaranteed SP tickets? It's like you know what I'm saying? Like it just
Yeah.
doesn't.
And Bless, really quick, Chewin, what Bless was referring to is Dokkan did something new where this anniversary they dropped a banner where you can, yeah, that one, you get 55 new units and you get a guaranteed LR for 200 stones. And so
Oh,
you
it's
might think
55 units. I didn't even see that. That's
55 units,
nuts, dude.
50. So imagine how many SSRs you're gonna get. You know, you're gonna get an LR, and they have top tier LRs. Yeah, they have like, LR Majin Vegeta, who's a little old, but they also have LR
This is meant for someone
God
who's
Goku.
just starting.
Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous value. So if you're new, you're just starting, you don't have an LR. Well,
Like,
guess what? If you drop 200 stones, you got an LR,
how
and
bad
you
did
got
Legends backhand their fan base with those last two banners?
oh
Like, how
yeah.
outside of the two feature units, like how bad were those character pools?
No, I remember because obviously, I've been a little burnt out from Legends, so I haven't been recording anything. I haven't even played. Obviously, I'll get back to it, but when the banner came out, the Pycon and Super Saiyan Kaioken banner, I was like,
Classic
It's
banner.
time to go in.
I gotta do it because this obviously is my guy, and then I'm gonna release this fire content. Not only was the content
Have
not
to go in.
fire because I got so shafted, 20,000 CC to get Goku. Okay. And I was like, all right, whatever. Like, nothing, it can't get worse than this. Like, this is the bottom of the bottom. I mean, this is the bottom of the barrel here in terms of banners. It
Nope.
won't get worse than this. I was like, you
Nope.
know what? I'll take my L and I'll come back next time. I'm like, no banner could be worse than this. Well, guess what? I was wrong. And about a week later, 2 weeks later, they release probably, I'd say, the worst banner that I think's been created in a gotcha game. Um, Literally every unit outside of the two new units are unusable. I mean, I have like, just thinking about that banner, the blue trunks. My God, just he's
Like,
garbage. I maxed
like
him out, and I'm disgusted. Like when I see him, I'm disgusted.
I
Like
don't get like why not, like it's an anniversary. Like that's the thing is what I'm saying is like Dokkan provided value this whole anniversary, not just on the main banners, but if you're gonna provide if you're gonna do two more banners or another banner outside of the two main step ups, why not make it a pool of characters that are relevant and make if you're gonna want people to spend.
yeah,
Mhm.
Like I don't
like
understand like why give trash and then be disappointed. We're like, well, why didn't nobody
pool. Why aren't
And
people
then they
happy that
follow it
they
with the physical banner. I mean, with the yellow banner, right? The one
Yeah,
that
yeah,
just
yeah. That why not
they
throw that
follow it.
Vegito? We
They
all
follow
know
with that.
why you threw that banner out.
Yeah, we all
Everybody
know why.
wants that
Yeah,
Vegito. Why not throw him? Well, one, why not make those two banners one? Make those 4 units featured units,
yeah.
and then throw relevant characters that
throw
are you're seeing
movie
Kefla,
Gohan,
uh,
throw movie Gohan on there.
Gohan, or the Vegito. Teams that are like right now that you're running. Like right now, that yellow Vegito dominates Zamasu, like obliterates him.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
he's
just
he's
don't think Legend
ridiculous.
is like quite understands.
It's a disconnected.
Yeah, like those last two banners were like, what? Like
Yeah,
there's no value there. Like there really is no value in pulling, at least in my
none.
opinion.
Yeah,
It's
like
a Legends
why did
Rising.
you do that? You know?
You don't get tickets. Yeah, no discounts. It's
Yeah, there's no
it's
like no silver bells, no freebie
nothing.
for pulling
Yeah,
on
no.
it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's an anniversary. Like it's time. The
But if you're gonna
anniversaries.
drag the anniversary out this long, at least make it worthwhile.
Yeah, anniversaries are meant to celebrate the player base because without the players, and I know that the player base can be really critical at times, but but the players still play. Like they want the game to do well,
Mm-hmm.
because the game has potential, and and the without the players, you wouldn't. I know it sounds I I don't want to. So I don't want this to come off the wrong way, but without the players, Legends wouldn't exist. Like that's the demand
Exactly.
is there because the players have a demand for the game. And so without the players, it doesn't matter how good your game is, if players don't want to play it, it will die. Your game will die. But the players do want to play it. So during the anniversary, it's time to celebrate a year of existence by giving back to the players. And to Bless's point, like those last two banners, that was not giving back to the players. That was like,
That
well,
was
let's
sucking the
slap this
souls.
logo
Yeah, well, let's
on
make some
here.
more. Let's milk some more, and that's what I'm saying.
Let's
That
milk
kind of
them.
leaves a bad taste. Like I didn't
Terrible way to
spend.
go out,
I
like the
I play
anniversary.
Legends more than I play Dokkan,
Okay.
Yeah,
and I feel like I felt more guilt. I don't know. It didn't feel as bad spending on Dokkan because of the value. I mean, granted, I got
yeah,
the
exactly.
characters I wanted towards the end, But dude, getting like the LR Go, like these are featured units that are like they're gonna be. There's a reason to have them.
Yeah. I mean, LR Gohan, you maxed him out. Like you got a bunch of LRs. You rainbowed Gohan. I think you rainbowed Vegito, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like, so Dokkan has just,
they know how
even
to
though it
provide
doesn't
value.
feel like it, because Dokkan doesn't put out like newsletters like saying we hear your feedback and what, but Dokkan seems like they have a good grip on the community's, you know, stance with the game. You know, they have a good pulse on what the community's feeling.
Well, they
And
realize their actions speak louder than words.
yeah, they don't need to put out like newsletters or posts saying like, and I do think Legends does it like in I think I'd like to think it
From a
comes from a
genuine
good
spot.
place. I
Yeah,
think they do want to satisfy the player base, because like you put out a product, you do want it to be well received. You don't want it to be, you know, just,
garbage.
yeah, garbage. But Legends has to understand like these posts, like these newsletters, these notices, they're they're just, at one point it feels like they're just trying to save face when they're not actually. They should have the Legends limited Z power in already. You know, if you're not going to give us a free to play LF unit, give us the Legends limited Z power. You know, where you can get a, you can uh
But
you can
then
either
that's where I
maybe
think
get
they
an,
run into that problem of being afraid of. I don't know why they're
yeah,
afraid of. Like they want a competitive game, but yet they're afraid of arming all sides equally, unless it's through their wallet. And
yeah,
even
like
then,
Yeah. Even
it's
then,
not like
it's
they.
not. It's not even that.
Yeah, I
it's not.
mean, even there, some people get the shaft, and it's not like they get any compensation for it. So it's like Legends, you want to be competitive, like that's where you're going for because you're PvP. Arm everybody. I mean, granted, yes, some have to pay, but dude, if you see everybody running around with a Vegito Blue, you the odds are is you're probably not going to be running them as much because you want to run something else. But unfortunately, he's the only relevant unit right now. He's the
Yeah,
only
that's
one worth
another thing.
chasing.
Like, balance is very important in Legends. Where Dokkan, it doesn't matter, because like, I mean, you're not going up against another person, so like it
And if
doesn't seem
Legends
like,
decide to go down that road, it's on them to figure out a fair way to
yeah.
balance it out.
And I think what they should do, I think they should have done this a long time ago. Like, there are some top level players out there, and I'm talking about like the Milkools. You know, Milkool is a Japanese player. He won the Vegas tournament. He was so good. I mean, on his way to win the tournament, he had to beat 30 people. He went like 29-1.
Mm.
I think I was
He
the one.
huh?
I think I was the one.
Ooh, like he was ridiculous. And the only reason he lost that one was because he decided to use a different team. And then he was like, all right, whatever, I'll use the team I was using. And he destroyed the guy. But they should have a top level player on their payroll and pay him, be like, dude, okay, you're going to be our developer, our tester. I mean, people do this with businesses all the time. Like, they
And I
have
feel
a
like they
product,
do.
they have a quality inspector who inspects the quality of the product and says, you know what, this is built well. This is going to do well out in the market. But they don't have that. So then they throw out a unit and they're like, well, let's hope that this does, people receive it. And because the unit hasn't been tested by a top level player who knows how this unit is going to fare out in the environment, like,
I see what you're saying. Like before
like
the unit
he
releases.
could tell, he could provide feedback and say, you know what, this unit's too powerful, I think you need to tweak
Or
this.
she.
What's that?
Or she.
Or she, well, I was referring to Milkpool. But whoever it is you get, maybe it's just a team, you know but they test the units, because let's be honest, all three of us right now, if we want to play against Toshi, we would probably eviscerate the man. you know I don't think Toshi. I honestly don't think anyone on Legends' payroll or Dimps,
plays
who's a
the game.
development team,
Well, I mean, you
like, I
saw
don't
my
think they're good
boy,
at the game.
in the first anniversary during
You
the
get
the
shredded, dude. He was out. He was.
I just
man
wanted
didn't know
to
what he
add
was
something
doing.
really quick to Kick's point, really quick though. Like a very clear example of that to me, of like the piece of like not having somebody to just like not be like a yes person, right? Is just like to give you feedback. Like clear example of that has been the recycling center and the Z metal thing, where the like the exchange is so high
Yeah,
that
it's
even for
ridiculous. So
players that
high.
have a lot, it's
Yeah.
still not it's not viable. And so it's like, so even for
Yeah.
someone for like me, like I'm
Forget it.
not even
It's
nowhere near
useless to
that.
you.
It's
Well, and it's
useless
like,
to me.
and it's not. That's not the part of the game. Like the game is to get inside and to join a match and fight, whether it's PVE or PvP. So it's like, why make the rest of it so difficult?
Right.
Like that grind. Don't rely on the grind to be part of the experience. Stop being lazy. Like,
Yeah.
Hmm.
why not release a game mode? Like instead of releasing Zamazu's event 3 different weeks, why not release one where you're fighting Zamazu as the boss? There's 1,000. Release another event where you fight Vegito Blue as a boss. That's another 1,000. And then release the last one where you fight Merge Trunks. Like, use all the characters. Provide 3,000 CC. You're probably going to shaft the players anyways.
Hmm.
But now people are playing
Yeah.
your game.
with
Now
that
people are playing your game.
0.25%
They're
banner.
playing the
Yeah.
game.
Right.
Exactly. No,
And now
yeah.
you're playing the game. Like, what's wrong with, like, okay, now someone just pulled a 2-sword Vegito Blue. You just made their anniversary,
Yeah, and they're gonna be
and it
happy.
doesn't really change the game for anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a way Legends, if they don't want to, like, that whole splitting time gating the event is just lazy.
Yeah.
They're just
It's
trying to
a
have a
lazy
reason
way
to
of.
have a real
Mm-hmm.
update on the next week.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, then if that's the case, why not why not make an event where you fight every single boss or
Yeah.
every new character, and then also have a 3 with the new GT or 2 with the new GT?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And to Bless's point, like the recycle center is never gonna make the game. Like it's not gonna come in and be like, oh, this is next level.
Like, this is
Yes,
why I play,
but it can turn the players off. Like it can. So
which it has.
you can get very little positive from the recycle center, but you can get a lot of negative from the recycle center. So do it as best as you can, because to Bless's point, like, dude, people don't want to log on to go onto the recycle center. They want it to be there as a resource that they can use.
To
And
max a unit out, to be
yeah,
relevant, or to get some useful equipment. Like, let's not even start with equipments. Let's not even
That's another
start
thing. That's
with
just so much
equipment.
stuff.
Well, the
Another
thing,
example
I'm
of
just gonna
it's
end
too
on
much
this with
stuff.
equipment. The fact to awaken an equipment that you could take it from being a Z plus to a D, like,
to D,
why? Like, why would
ridiculous.
I do that? Like, who?
So
Like, I'm.
Chiween, this is I don't know if you've dabbled in this, but basically, obviously, there's equipment. You can farm equipment, then you
Yeah, like the erasers
upgrade
and
it,
like it's like
all
all
that. Yep.
chance and stuff. Yeah.
And then maybe you get lucky, you get a nice S, right?
Yeah.
S rank equipment. Well, then you can still awaken that equipment, right? Not all of them,
That's that other
certain
like
ones.
rabbit hole. I try to dabble
Yeah.
in there and I'm like, what am I
Don't do
looking
it,
at right
dude.
now? I'm like, I'm
It's
like, what,
like,
Yeah.
like the
that
It's
fragments you're talking
to
about,
pointless,
like the
me.
dude.
fragments and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
I'm
to
like,
me,
dog,
it's
what
like
is
that.
this? What is
It's like,
this?
what am I playing? A Kingdom Hearts? Am I putting
Yeah.
together? Like, like, I'm like, what is this, dude? Like, I'm not even gonna start with this because this is not gonna win. I don't believe that this
It
will.
won't make or break the match.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
yes. Like, I'm sorry, but an equipment as Z or S, to me, that's what I'm aiming for.
Yeah,
That's
S.
it.
That's
I'm
all you
good.
need. A
I'm
good
gonna run into
solid
a
equipment.
match, and if I get killed by Mr. Equips with all his
There it
awakenings
is.
plus,
There it
well,
is,
you
that
know
boy.
what? That man spent for it, and good for him. Now I'm to the next match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr.
It's another
Equipped.
example of just too much stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that
Fluff. Like, there's no
they
need to
could
awaken equipment when the
like
rates are so bad
The
already. It's like,
rates
less
are
is
dude, they're
more
terrible.
not pulling
sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
equipment. It's like,
less
no
is
one's
more.
playing the game to pull equipment.
Yeah,
Like, why are you
exactly.
making the rates so bad? Like, it's not prestigious. Like, it's like, dude, like, again, Legends to me, like, that's one thing Dokkan just has over Legends. They cut a lot of the crap out, and they
Yeah.
just let the gameplay and you enjoy the using a unit of Dragon Ball from the
Mhm.
Dragon Ball world as the
Exactly.
experience.
And
Yeah, there's a lot of fluff.
there's a
Perfect.
lot of fluff.
Yeah.
And Dokkan had fluff, a few years ago. I know Dokkan had a lot of criticism, I think, leading up to the first anniversary. I mean, Dokkan's always going to have pockets of criticism as well, but they did
Yeah,
a
like they haven't
good
updated the story in ages, right?
Yeah,
ages,
and
dude.
I'm
Yeah,
not
like I'm
going
like that's
to.
up there.
And
Like
but that's crazy is that they still provide so much.
it's other stuff outside of the
Yeah,
story.
like, I'm like, I don't even remember how I got to the 700 stones for
I know.
LRU.
I got 700 stones, and I was like, did I?
When did I do
I
this?
really-
I'm like, when did I
Yeah.
do this? And I'm like, okay. And that's why, so when I got the shaft on there, it's like, I can't be mad. You provided me the currency to try to go for him.
Yeah.
So, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even, like, I barely was logging on, and I'm like, how do I get so many stones? It's like they know they figured out a good balance of, and they know that the more value you provide, you're gonna creep people. Like I was not planning on spending anymore, and I ended up buying up all the deals. So all the
But
like that.
I think it's like a marketing tactic, or it's like a sales tactic. It's like, I'm gonna give you a taste. I'm gonna give you a little
Then they got me.
sample. I'm
And
gonna
they
give
got
you a
me.
sample, see how good it is, and you're gonna come
Dogan
back
knows how
for
to get
more.
me, bro. They know how to get me.
You know what I'm saying? Costco does it. Like, all these different corporations do that. Of like,
Well,
I'm
why
just
not
give you a
Legends?
sample. But
And
Legends,
it's, I don't know why Legends are
they're
afraid
afraid
of.
of it. I feel
It's
like.
like, why
I
do you
think they
want a
are, yeah.
competitive game, and that's what you're priding yourself, like PvP is going to be your thing. Then why not let everyone be competitive?
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't be afraid of, if all however many accounts are out there have a 2-star Vegito Blue, because you know what? They're all going to try to get him to 6 stars.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. A lot
Like
of
that's
people. Well, and there are some that they're gonna be like, yes, I got him to 2, and I'm happy.
yeah, they're
Okay, that's fine,
thrilled.
and you're happy. And then there are gonna be the
You
others
know how
that are
many
like,
more
yes, and I
anniversaries
want
could
to
have been
see if I can
saved
go.
because of that?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And there are gonna be others that are like, oh, I'm gonna try to get more. And in Dokkan, you need 5 copies for a unit to be maxed. In Legends, you need about 20 for a unit to be maxed.
What is that?
Yeah, so
With
it's
worse
like
rates.
people are still gonna, yeah, with worse rates. Legends limited
Side.
unit though. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But so people are
But
still gonna
yeah.
pull. There's still that reason to pull. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're
It
not
just, to me,
gonna.
is like, if you're gonna try to say this is what our bread and butter is gonna be, a competitive PvP game, you got to be able to arm the fan base or
Yeah,
your
Yeah.
player base.
It just makes me think of like the equipment. Like, just give us a way to just get to Z. That's it. It
yeah.
just very clear.
Provide Z equipment.
Just you know, say just
Yeah,
provide
like
Z
the Z
equipment from
the
the
equipment's
jump.
really
Yeah,
need to
like
be
there
part
should
of
be
the
an event where
experience.
we can an event, that's kind of challenging, where one of the rewards is a Z equipment and maybe 1,000 CC. Dude, people are gonna play that like it's like like crazy.
I feel like since Legends first dropped, like they've really toned it down on giving out Chrono Crystal, which I don't understand that. Like
Yeah,
the
I don't know.
more Chrono Crystals you get,
They're
the
like, dang,
more
the
players
players
are
are
going to
too
be
happy.
playing.
We're
It's
gonna
not.
reel it back.
Yeah, they're like, no. There's happiness going on over
Yeah,
here. People are
we don't
enjoying
want
this
that.
game.
We
Nope.
won't have none of
Nope.
that.
We want the
Yeah.
toxicity. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's the biggest thing that Legends could learn from Dokkan is really there is a sweet spot. And granted,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
different game and there's a different way to do it, but providing fluff right now, that's not the way to do it.
It
That's
ain't
not.
it,
It
chief. And it's
agitates.
like,
Yeah,
it
it
ain't it.
agitates the player
You
base.
know?
Well, yeah. Should we wrap it up?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Really quick, just to end. I have a question for you, gentlemen. I'll answer it as well. But do you guys think we'll see Legends hit a 5-year anniversary, or do you think it will meet its untimely death before
I do think
5
it will.
years?
No, it will.
Bless. You think it will,
I
Bless?
believe it will.
Really quick, just 1 point, maybe why?
The competitive nature of the game. There's
Okay.
some people that are just they don't care about. I'm one of them. They just want to play the game.
Yeah. How about you, Chewing?
I think so. I think, yeah, I think the game has a lot of potential. I think that's where a lot of the sentiment, I think, comes from, even from YouTubers and even us. Of like, we want the game to be better. And it's like, it's not even like a thing of bashing. I don't want people to get out of this of like, we're just bashing the game. But it's like, these are just things that I think could be optimized for a better experience, because at the very core of this game is that we all, for the most part, are Dragon Ball Z fans. And I think that that's going to be a big reason why I would stay around. It's because people really love Dragon Ball Z. There's something really special about the anime that has been able to attract millions of people. And this is just one avenue that we get that. You know what I'm saying? And because we love the anime so much, I don't know if the game is paying it as much respect as it should, But I think it's going to be around. At least that's to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think it will be around. I think it's built a player base. To your point, it's Dragon Ball. And yeah, it is a competitive game. A lot of people are attracted to competition. And also I think the anime will come back, which will help. It will
Did you
help
see that
Mm-hmm.
because
spoiler alert?
Yeah, I
You
saw
see
that.
that
I
spoiler,
was not
bro? That's
happy.
gonna be fire,
I
bro.
was not
No,
happy.
it looks
Chewin,
like they're changing it up.
there's a spoiler alert, and I'll just tell you right now, I was not happy.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like,
I haven't. I don't
damn,
know.
I'm
This is
thinking it's
with
gonna.
I'm still watching the Super right now, so
Okay,
I
well,
don't know
It's gonna be
anything.
anyways,
awesome.
When does the new one come
you
out?
probably would be reveling in
Oh
happiness
yeah,
if you
you'll
saw
probably
this
be
spoiler
thrilled.
I
This
alert.
have a
fool's
feeling. I
gonna
have a
be
feeling
like.
because I think
I have a feeling you're gonna be a big Morrow fan.
a Moro fan. I don't know who that
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
He's
you
one of the
will.
new
You
villains, yeah.
will.
Anyways, we won't spoil it, but yeah, so I think the anime coming back will help because you're in front of the consumer, and that keeps you in their mind. And then I also think, the way Bandai operates, this company, they don't shut a game down. Like they are going to ride with the game
Blazing.
until they
They
cannot
completely
ride with the game.
rechanged the format just to provide new characters.
Yeah, like they will ride this game until the wheels fall off.
And
I
even
mean,
then,
even
it's
then
gonna be
they're gonna
riding on the calipers and the rotors.
dude, 2 years ago, maybe like a year and a half, people thought Blazing was dead. Everyone was like, this game is dead. Naruto Ninja Blazing game is dead. Bandai, you screwed it up. They were getting
Because they added
eviscerated, torched.
PvP. Oh no, they always had PvP.
Yeah, but and you know what? Bandai getting scorched, but they were like, we're gonna keep riding with it, and now it's still there, and it's kind of coming up it's on the uptick. So I think it will be here, for different reasons, and yeah, I look forward to it. We also have to remember to I think Bless said it earlier, like Dokkan's been here for 5 years. They're a
Hmm.
veteran in the game, and Legends, to Chewin's point, they're kind of trying to change the tire as they drive,
Well, I mean, to
and
me, it's like don't be afraid to follow a winning formula.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Yeah,
Like,
there's nothing wrong with it.
yeah, like
There's
there's
nothing wrong
nothing
with
wrong
it.
with succeeding. There's nothing wrong with chasing the player that's the company that's
there's a
doing it
reason
right.
they're there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Mhm.
but
don't have to
anyways,
reinvent the wheel.
exactly. We'll close with that. We'll leave our Twitter handles down below. Feel free to ask us any questions. Feel free to give us recommendations as far as topics you'd like to see us discuss. We really appreciate you guys listening, and until next time, stay legendary.
Ninja.